Alright lads and lasses, welcome along Tuesday already. Tell you what, like, I want to go through a couple of things, yeah. First off, right, last bit of the whole thing, last week, Power BI's 5th anniversary. It's great, Power BI's 5 years old. I was doing an update in the office, went to publish a report, something came up, I thought I'll just share it with you, because to me, this is everything that we can do with Power BI, and I struggle to see something else that we can really deal with. So, published a data set, came back with this. Now, I can explain it, I know exactly what it's all about, but bottom line of it is, I've got one data set that's feeding 37 workspaces, 66 reports, and 8 dashboards, right? When you break that down in your mind and you work out, so we're validating one data set, making sure that one data set is valid. It's being picked up by 37 workspaces. Now I now have officially about 5 that we've got using this data set. So what it means is that the other 32 or so are people who've copied down reports from there into their own personal workspaces, which is why it's still only 66 reports. But it's mind-blowing the amount of usage that data set is getting. And I saw it and I thought, you know what, this is everything that Power BI is about, right? We've got this centralized data model, we've got XMLA endpoint reports connecting to it, and we've got lots of business value coming out from it. Right, business need, reporting. Now I want to cover this because in Dataset 6, this is something I want to do. I want to make a proper business report and show you what it's all about, why we do things in a particular way, and what you can do to shape your own data sets, no matter what they're about. Hi? So, there are some core rules about business intelligence and stuff that I think we need to kind of get our heads around. Like, the first one is, basically the point of it is, describe what's going on, what's happened. Oh, well, we sold 15 units of whatever last week. That's just describing something, isn't it? Right? And then you want to use some mathematical models to kind of come back with, is that good or bad? And, if we can we work out, well, how much will we sell next week? What do we need to do in future? So this is really what business intelligence is about. People say, oh, I want to do machine learning, data science, and all this. It all kind of boils down. You look at the whole thing, business intelligence, data science, they're sort of separate, there's a crossover with them. This is the kind of definition I stick to, right? Now, 2 things for reports to be: self-explaining and self-validating, right? Because if you have to explain your report to somebody, honestly, mate, if that's the case, forget it, right? Because what will happen is your audience will look at it and they'll decide, oh, well, that's what I see here, that's what I see there. Well, I know whatever that guy's saying, that's the important bit for me. And especially if you get to, like, I'm going to say the word now, and I apologise to anyone who's not listening and is of that certain persuasion, a senior manager. Now, no senior manager's going to go, I don't know what I'm talking about. Nah. They'll say, oh, I see, that there needs to be something higher. You need to do more in this area. And it might not be anything related to what the report's shown, right? But, so make it self-explaining, right? The next thing is to make it self-validating. Now, this is one of people, what do you mean self-validating? Your metrics need to validate themselves. If you're going to put in a KPI, you need to make sure that you validate and you make sure that you're actually driving good behaviour. Because what I can promise you will happen is that if you measure something, it's what will happen. So if you say to somebody, oh, I tell you what, you'll get your big bonus if you do X, right? Somehow they'll do X. And the problem is you want to make sure that they're not doing a Y or a Z even that's maybe not quite so good and kind of ruining stuff. Now, the story that always gets parroted around for this, right? Now, I apologise if you've heard it or not, right? I've been looking into it. I'm about 60% sure it's true, but if it's true or not true, doesn't matter. The problem is, or the reality is, we can all see it as human, right? So, a nail factory in Soviet Russia, and it made brilliant nails. It was dead good. And they thought, oh, we want to have more nails from this place. We need to get more nails. So they said to them, right, we're going to pay you a bonus based on the number of nails you make. So the next year, they made loads of nails, right? But they made them all dead thin, so they were crap. So the year after, we learned a lesson now, we're going to make, on the weight of nails. So they got these big, thick, hulking nails that couldn't be used to hammer into wood. Yeah? KPIs. What are you measuring and what behaviours are you driving? So have a think on that, yeah? Let's have a crack on, head over to Power BI and we'll see what's going on with the dataset world, see if I can maybe explain some of this, yeah? So here we are, right, with our COVID dataset, right? The good old go-to, which is a big reason as well for getting dataset 6 up and running and made really good, because I'm sick of showing you the COVID dashboard. I'm done with COVID. I'm sick of it. I hate it. I've got no better doing my life at the minute though, so we're stuck with COVID. One of the things we've got here is this variance from global. Now, this was great back in the day, right, when things were going, pretty steep and there was a lot of it, stuff's going up, numbers are going up. And even see at a global level, we've still got it going up a bit. But if we pick like a country like the UK now, which is kind of moving through it, we're going down to the UK, and you can see it kind of goes like, it's a flat line, the green doesn't makes it difficult to read. We can see that it's variance from global, it's lower, so it's all good, but what does that mean? Yeah, and a percentage change isn't, by definition, now we've gone past the initial exponential curve, it's not going to work for it, is it? As a percentage against the total. So you're almost going to need to change your metrics there. So revisiting metrics is really important. That's a big thing. It's something not to be afraid of. Okay, but don't just do it without telling people. Right? Oh yeah. Oh, choose the metrics, boss. It's kind of the answer you get. Yeah. So make sure you discuss it with them. We're changing it this way because of blah blah blah. And they'll go, all right, that's a good idea. That, champion, well done. Yeah. So let's kind of think through that one, but that's one of the things that you need to think through. Life cycle of your report. How's it going to go? My metrics need to change over time. That doesn't mean I've made a boo-boo. That doesn't mean I'm bad or rubbish at doing reporting. That means I'm good at doing my job. I've seen there's an issue. We're working to fix it. We're going to transition these two metrics from one thing to another. Yeah. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at the global change and the local change. So how much has this changed as a percentage? And then how much has the global changed as a percentage? And then what's the difference? Yeah. So we can see for the UK, it's changed 0.2%. It's the increase in COVID. Whereas globally, it's gone up 1.3%. We can see at the top here. All right. So that's that simple. A little basic, little bit of maths, and dealing with the rounding errors. It's well within parameters. So it's 0.2, which is about a one percentage point difference. We can see for other places, we can see like Alaska, for example, has got a 6.1 increase by comparison to it. So it's got a little red cross. Problem is, it's got like 2,000 cases now. It's not, so it's probably just been a big jump that they've got. And if we click on it, we'll probably see, there's been a little jump. That doesn't necessarily equate to something else. It could just be, hey, the way we've just tested a big batch, or something's happened, or someone's just reported in a batch. Something similar's happened with Iceland. You see Iceland's gone red. Clicking on it, sudden jump there, 9. So all in all, it's one of them where the chart, we need to review it, we need to check on it, right? What I like about the layout though of this is it is pretty self-explanatory. There's some things that we need to tweak. This is definitely something that needs to kind of get redone when we sort this out, right? But having a little tick, an exclamation mark or a cross, it makes it easier. People can kind of go, all right, this is a good thing. This is a bad thing. This is a, I'm not sure thing. Reds and greens, it helps. It really makes it explanatory. Right? So there's things to do, things to think through. Perfectly normal that you're going from stage 1 to stage 2, or your V1 of your report, or your V2. No, not a problem. Yeah. Other things you can do. Sundance. I love Sundance at times. Right. Have a look at this. Yeah. So let's look at the US. Shall we look at the US? All right. Let's look at the US. What's going on with the US? So we get the latitude and get the longitude. And I have to get them the right way around. Longitude and latitude. And then we can say, all right, let's put Let's colour by deaths. And straight away we can start to see, oh, what's going on here? Now, chances are we've got our death rates the wrong way. Let's reverse those. Now, this is clear, isn't it? You can look at this data and you can say, right, across the US, and I'm not the best at geography, some people will say, but I'm pretty sure most people would recognise that as like a map of the US. Now, each data point is correlating to like a province. So we can zoom in and we can see, all right, so for Eureka, Nevada, there have been 2 confirmed cases, 0 deaths, brilliant. Or we can zoom in and we can say, right, for Suffolk, New York, there have been this many cases. It's all clear though, but it's really easy to see what we're meaning if I was talking about, the geographic spread of COVID across the US, right? This is just a scatter plot, don't forget. This isn't even a map, right? This map, we've got this level of detail on it because of what we've got with the data set. So you can show a lot with things, but we'd need to think through what's the message that we wanted to do. What was the underlying important piece of information to really get into people's minds with this view of what's happening. Yeah. So if this is showing our death rate, it's important, but death rate needs some context, doesn't it? So we need to understand, is this recent, is it not? All these are things that we need to start to think through as we're expanding and getting towards a version 2 of this data set. But I want to put the COVID data set to bed now, so I'm kind of, right, data set 5, done, bed, COVID, done, bed, right? And I think it's time for us to move on. Let us start this data set 6 on Friday. We'll GAN in, we'll get some proper data, we're going to build a really good dashboard set, report set, and this is going to be the foundation for a lot more of the work that we're going to do in this channel going forward. But for now, take care, have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you on Friday.